think I'm perfect. It's just perfect. I'm perfect.
Yo guys, what's up? It's Mike, and in this week's video, I'm going to be talking about a couple stuff that happened in the mental hospital that I went to a couple years ago that I think is honestly pretty funny. So a little background information is that I was placed inside a latency unit. So it's with the ages like 9 to 14, and I was 16. But it was all good because my roommate was 14. And yeah, we just got into. We were in the emergency room, and I was placed into a unit as fast as possible, because you can be in the emergency room for a long time. So I basically just, like, took what I could get. So the first story, it's about these two girls across the hall from me, and I'm not going to say any names just because privacy reasons, whatever. And we had these, like, lunch carts, and they were, like, huge. These two girls were, like, 9 and 11, and they were just, like, wild together. Crazy girls, wanted to do what they wanted to do. And it was a locked unit, so you weren't allowed to leave. So, in the lunch trays, at the bottom, there's just, like, space, and there's no trays in there. So these two girls, after lunch, they decided, like, yo, we're gonna get inside the trays, or inside the bin, and we're gonna see how far we can get. So I was like, this is a horrible idea, but, like, I guess go for it, like, see what happens. So these two girls, I watched them literally sneak in, and they get all the way down to the lobby, and they were talking to me about it after. Like, they got out of the unit, went down, and then they just, like, got out of the tray holder, whatever, and it's on wheels. So they got out, and they just started looking around, because they were like, we didn't plan this, like, we didn't know we would get this far, and they were, like, young, so, but it was pretty wild. Like, think about it, like, a 9 and 11-year-old girl, like, two girls, literally get out of a locked unit and, like, get all the way downstairs. Like, that's just wild. So the second story that I'm going to be talking about is involving the same two girls and my roommate. So basically the food was crap at the hospital, and we got snacks, like, twice a day. So my family brought in, like, chips, Arizona iced tea, popcorn, Gatorade, all this stuff, and I was chill with my roommate, so I was like, yo, you can have some, that's fine. So we just, like, shared the Arizona iced tea, and I was like, I love Arizona iced tea. Like, I love it. And my roommate would, like, there was, like, 6 gone, so I was like, yo, what is happening? But I wasn't about to say anything, because, like, I don't know, confrontation's not really my thing. And I wake up the next morning, and I look over, and the girls across the way never made their bed, so I'm looking over there, and there's, like, 4 iced teas under their bed. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me right now. Like, that's where all the iced teas are going? So I go to my roommate, and I'm like, yo, this isn't cool. They're taking our stuff. Like, you're not supposed to come in my room and take my stuff. And freaking a 9 and 11-year-old girl is stealing iced teas from my room. Like, could this get any, like, more pathetic? And I was like, yo, well, we're gonna mess with them. Like, we're not just gonna let this happen. So, so I was thinking, I was like, yo, you should go in there, and see if they are opened or if they're closed or the seals there or not. And, my roommate went in there, I checked to make sure the coast was clear, and, the seals weren't, it wasn't open. So my roommate, so I was like, yo, you wanna know what we need to do? We need to take them back, and then take the ones we drank, and then fill them up with water, and then put them back. So I was like, yo, this is genius, like, and you have nothing to do in there, so, like, this is fun. Like, I don't know, when you have nothing to do, it's like, let's mess with people who are messing with us, you know? So then, I go in the bathroom, fill them up, and then put them back, and, the girls are, like, talking to everybody, like, oh, we stole these iced teas, like, all this stuff, and me and this girl, literally, my roommate, just cracked up. Like, everybody else knew that we had filled them up with water, and these girls are, like, going around bragging to everybody. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. So, like, that's just something that, like, we did in there, which was hilarious. And like I said, you don't have anything to do. Now, my next story I think is hilarious. Maybe it's just because I was there, or maybe these stories aren't even funny. But this 13-year-old boy and I, we were chilling in the hospital, and we had like meetings with therapists, and me and this kid, we were like really suicidal at this point. And we there's no reason why we're here. So we had, it must have been like 4 kids and 2 therapists. I'm like just sitting there and no one's talking at all. So the therapists are like, "Oh, like how was your day?" And we're all talking. I'm like, "I don't want to be here," and they're like, "Well, why is that?" Like asking us all these questions. I'm like, literally, like there is no point why we're here. Like I just don't want to be here at all. And when I say here, I mean like life in general. I don't just mean like the therapy group. So as I'm talking, this kid is literally laughing next to me. The kid that's 13, and the therapist now like, "Oh, like why are you laughing?" And the kid's like, "This is stupid. If we want to kill ourselves, like we should be able to," and all this stuff. And this kid literally just goes on and on and on about how like he has the right to kill himself and like all this stuff. So like all of these kids who didn't talk in the beginning are now like screaming at these therapists. It was just hilarious. So I start laughing. I'm cracking up because like these therapists just have no idea what to do. Like there was just like kids screaming in their face, like everybody is about to walk out, and then just silence. Literally just nobody talking. It was the funniest thing ever, because like just seeing everything spiral, like people who don't give a shit about anything, and then they just attack like these 3 therapists. I know it's like pretty disrespectful, but like it was hilarious. And yeah, I don't know, like maybe you just had to be there for all these stories. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought this was really funny. But I'll probably make like a more serious video about the stuff that happened in the hospital. Just because, I don't know, I feel like it's important for people to be aware that like mental hospitals aren't like insane. Like we're all just kids trying to like figure out like what's going on, like why we're like suicidal, why we're, you know, like want to kill ourselves, I guess. So it's not really like what people make it out to be. Like it's not this like nut house where people are like stabbed with needles and like in straitjackets. But anyways, if you like this kind of video, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys are doing good, and I'll see you in the next video.